Welcome to another episode of Pass the Rock podcast. What was that?
You ever notice I've been doing that for
See, I've noticed that you've been doing that, but I was like, bro, I haven't said anything the past 4 times until now. I was like, I'm going to say the next time you do something, I'm going to say something.
Every time you say pass the rock, I go like pass.
Oh, that's
the
funny.
rock.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Another, I guess, I don't know, maybe not so much exciting. The past 2 weeks of football, I won't say have not been exciting, but they've been very interesting for me. College football specifically, but we'll get into that later. All right, man. You know what to do. Do you want to get the cam now? Let's just get that over with. First of all.
Nah, bro. I'm gonna take my time this
All
week.
right, bro.
I'm gonna take my time.
Go
When we
ahead,
get to
man.
the topic, I'm gonna take my time. But we're gonna start off with an icebreaker.
All right.
All right, man. I'm gonna give you hints on a certain NFL legend.
Okay.
If you get, there's 10 questions. If I get to 10 questions, you lose. For those out there, y'all can play along too. All right. Hint number 1. We're gonna start off very vague. You gotta give a guess for every question. All right.
Uh-huh.
He played 13 years in the NFL.
Jesus Christ. 13 years. Shit. I don't know. Exactly 13 years? I don't know. Charles Woodson?
Nope. He went to UNC.
Whoa. I don't really. UNT. Oh, is it Joe Mean Green or Mean Green Joe, something like that?
No.
Fuck. Mean
What?
Joe Green or whatever.
Nah. Went to 10 consecutive. He went to 10 consecutive Pro Bowls.
Who the hell went to UNT and was that cold? 10 consecutive Pro Bowls.
Not UNT. UNC.
Oh, I thought you said UNT. I was like, what the?
No.
Oh, UNC, 10 consecutive Pro Bowl. I don't know, bro.
You gonna pass?
I'll pass that one. That's
Okay.
not giving me much.
Defensive player.
See, I was always thinking as a defensive player. I keep totally gonna go to UNC.
You gonna pass?
Yeah, let's pass that one, man. It's not giving me much.
Okay. This player won defensive player. He won defensive player in 1981, 82, and 86.
Lawrence Taylor didn't go to UNC, did he?
Huh?
Lawrence Tayller went to UNC? Is it Lawrence Taylor?
Is that your guess?
For this time, yeah, but I don't think Lawrence Taylor went to UNT. Lawrence Tayller?
Not UNC.
UNT. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think he went to UNC, but Lawrence Taylor, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Lawrence Taylor went to UNC. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Why do I think he went to
Nah.
HBCU?
He did some crazy stuff, bro. He won.
Okay, did he? Can you fact check right now? Did he go to HBCU before he went to UNC? Now, once you said,
As far as says, it just says he went to North Carolina.
I'm gonna look it up.
But
Hey Siri, what schools did Lawrence Taylor go to? I'll be damned. I actually didn't know Lawrence Taylor went to UNC.
yeah, dude, he did some crazy stuff, bro.
But I mean, once you said the 80s, like, bro, there was only one guy to.
yeah, because he won defensive player 81, 82, and 86. He also won an MVP. He also
MVP at D end.
So I don't.
Well, okay, let me hear the other things you were gonna say. Just say them real quick. So
It was just the rest of the questions was he also won a league MVP. He was a linebacker or number 56. Played for the Giants. If you didn't get it at that point,
Nah,
yeah.
by the time you said, I'm not gonna lie to you. When you said UNC, I thought you said UNT. But then again, I didn't even know he went to UNC. So yeah. Just say University of North Carolina. Who says that?
Hey man, I gotta throw you off a little bit.
Come on, bro. All right. Cool stuff, man.
Shout
All
out
right,
to-
so ladies and gentlemen, I learned something new today. As you can see, at the end of the day, yeah, this is sports podcast, but you learn things every day. I actually did not know Lawrence Taylor went to UNC. I didn't look him up that much. But anyways, man, we'll get into the situations for this week. First of all, we're gonna get started off with kind of where we've left off this past 2 weeks. I feel like we've said something about them the past couple of weeks, maybe not into detail, but at least briefly. Colorado beat Baylor in overtime, in which actually before the overtime, the reason why overtime even occurred was because of a Hail Mary pass. with 0-0 on the clock. Keep in mind, the third down could have been a touchdown, or at least like a. It's one of those things to where it's like everything is just aligns, because like that catch on third down might have not been a touchdown, and then it would have like reduced their options of what to use, which essentially makes touchdown easy, but then it could also make decision making easy for that defense, if that makes sense. I don't know, man, but like that pass was the craziest thing I've seen in college football this year so far. Of course, there's going to be so much more to happen this year, but this year so far is the craziest thing I've seen in college football. What are your thoughts on that, man? How did you feel about the game in general, or and then do you feel like Colorado, does that kind of change your view on Colorado at all?
As far as the game, I watched the entire game. Great fight. Great defenses from both sides. Like, we really got to see Colorado's defense step up in a big moment against a Baylor offense that's pretty talented on their side. Coincidentally, same thing that happened, the Hail Mary that happened for them to go into overtime is the same thing that happened like 30 years ago or something like that. And it was crazy. They just played it right before the game.
They played it right before that. That's OD. They played it right before they went into that series, that last series of the regulation of the game. I thought that was the craziest jinx of all time. That's actually insane.
I mean, what I got to see from them is I got to see that one. They didn't quit on themselves. There was definitely points in the game where they had opportunities to win, and I was just like, bro, they had the ball with maybe 50 seconds left, drove all the way down the field and threw up a prayer, and still, happened.
Yeah,
it made it happen. But at a certain point, I think what also makes it different is because usually in that position, like when you're playing away, and you tie up the game, but you have the option to like go for the field goal or go for the two and take the win and steal it. Most of us were saying go for two. Deion had faith in his defense and had faith in his offense, which I couldn't have said at the time that I did, but it was even the ending with
Travis Hunter
getting the game-winning strip fumble. Yeah. Like,
no, not strip fumble, forced fumble.
Strip fumble. I mean, he still stripped him. Either way, that was it definitely sparked some life and excitement in that team for that game. But like, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. That's it was a great game, great thought. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. They still got a whole season. We can't be talking about them winning the Big 12 just yet. There's still a lot of good teams left in the Big 12. So, only time will tell.
Nah, bro. I feel like, for sure. Well, first of all, we got to say this, man. This is one of like the least talented Baylor teams of all time. Like, of course, it's no secret what happened to them a few years back, or what they did to themselves. Better yet, a few years back with like the allegations and all that. Of course, that cost them a lot of players, cost them a lot of recruiting. Damn near the death penalty situation is going on with them. So it's like, obviously Baylor hasn't really been able to get the caliber of players that they want to. They're no longer like that tier 1 sub tier 2 school they used to be at some point in time. Like Baylor was like the days of Corey Coleman and Sean Taylor.
Oh man, Sean Oakman.
I was like, this guy we just talking about.
Man.
Sean Oakman. So like, back in those days, those are like some great days of Baylor. I mean, there's other people that is so great in the alumni. Of course, RG3, an obvious pick right there. But this Baylor team obviously is by no means anything to look as a challenge. What I take away from this game though is not necessarily about. For me, it's about this team had your back against the wall. They already had like an early lead against y'all, kind of. They had y'all up 14. And then, at some point the game, what was it? Like at some point it was like 28 14, it was some score like that at some point, and they held them from scoring. They didn't score again. Like into the half, I think they had 28 points. They didn't score again until they didn't score again apart from like what was it, like because the game ended 38-31. So at some point they had a 2-score lead. They didn't score again until like the fourth quarter, which was really where it was like, okay, this game might be over. Like Colorado, you have only so much time to get this done. But like you could kind of tell that everybody was locked in. On the other end, whoever that safety was that was deep in the middle that was supposed to cover that route, good luck to you, bro. In that locker room, you got an earful. But like they showed fight, and I think one thing we already know, like Travis Hunter's a dog. Like there's no question, Travis Hunter's a dog at his position or at whatever position he declares when he's going into the draft. Whoever he should be the first person in that position gone, whether it's wide receiver or cornerback. He should be the first one gone. 130 yards in the game sealing fumble. Like, bro, he's crazy. He's playing on both sides of the ball. He's insane. So he's already a dog. Shedeur was always like, obviously, he's a good player, but like there's like the mix between he's a dog or he's overrated. But I feel like this game I really saw his toughness. And, like, bro, he was getting hit. Like, he was getting hit, and he was running for his life, running around. Like, don't get me wrong, the O-line, I wouldn't say the O-line was, like, atrocious or anything like that. I mean, the O-line did better.
They were still bad.
I mean, they did better. Like, they did good enough to where, like, you can't just dump the blame on them alone, if that makes sense. As opposed to, like, the game with Nebraska.
If you want to dump the blame on one person for the problems, I've noticed that 77, I think his last name is Brown, has consistently.
Yeah. No. But we're not going to nitpick because we can go into a rabbit hole with that one. But like that rollout Hail Mary touchdown, like that is that is something that we needed for football. Like that was insane, and just like how everything played out, like and it wasn't even like I wouldn't say a push off, but just like a last minute, like I'm going to separate myself from you right when the ball's about to be in my hands and I'll get the ball. Like that was a great play. And then obviously a team who gets a Hail Mary like that going into overtime, getting the ball first, you think they're definitely going to score. They already have a chip on their shoulder now. So they're definitely going to score. And, at some point I'm thinking, yeah, Baylor's about to score too. And then that fumble, that was actually that's a big mess up right there. So it's great to see that they have, grit. At this point in time, they really don't have like they don't really have any crazy challenges coming up. They play UCF their next game. That's probably going to be one of that give or take games. They do play Kansas State the week after, or not next week, the week after next. I don't know how I feel about Kansas State, especially what just happened with them in BYU. They got smacked. So I don't know how I feel about Kansas State. The only other challenges I'll say they have, they do have Utah November 16th. I don't know how Texas Tech, I can't really call us right now. We've had 2 back-to-back wins, but I can't really call it right now how we do. And then they have Oklahoma State, and they have Kansas. Kansas is also pretty. I know they're not ranked right now, but they have some of the best cornerback duos in college football right now. So I think we'll see their talent there. But I think Colorado State Colorado, my bad. I feel like Colorado has proved themselves or are proving themselves. And if they continue to like progress and can have a winning season, like a big winning season and make a bowl game, then it's like, okay, we're doing better. But the only thing I want to point out is I don't necessarily like the idea of people saying, like, people downplaying their win against Baylor because, like, Colorado and Baylor are almost at the same level. So, like, what are we really saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, they're like, Colorado is a team that just – Deion Sanders' the second year. Yes, they got better recruits, but, like, what are we really saying? Colorado's not no Alabama. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But Shedeur Sanders is not more – he's not more popular than Johnny Manziel was in football, please. Johnny Manziel has a documentary about his college football career. Like, I don't know if Shedeur is going to get that specifically. Like, that's – like, Johnny Manziel, they literally said Johnny football. That's insane. So let's never talk about that ever again. Like, that should never be a conversation.
Shifting gears, I think it's time for please point the camera
enough,
this
man.
way.
Like, bro,
let's get a good close up on him. This is the second sweep in
Bro,
a
there's
row.
so much
I'm making
more.
history right now. I just want to say,
Man, it's just so much
because
more left, bro.
Let's read out the games that happened last week, right?
So much
We
more left,
said
bro.
Utah versus Oklahoma. Utah smoked them, right? We said Tennessee versus OU. You picked OU. Smoked them.
I mean, of course, Tennessee was the obvious win.
Oh, really? So when I was talking about them boys for the last 2 weeks, that was the obvious
No,
one.
I said I'm not believing Tennessee once the postseason comes around.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna leave you.
Okay. And then you had your boys at USC.
Yeah, that game really broke my heart, bro. Like, we can brush up on that real quick. That game really broke my heart, bro. Like, I really thought, like, USC really had that game, but it's just one of those things that, like, bro, it was almost like USC. God.
I know, man. I just have
It
a
was
question
like,
for
bro,
you.
they had it right there, and the defense just let that big run. Like, bro, oh my God, 2 missed tackles, like big run into the red zone. Of course, they're gonna win right there, and they scored on 4th down.
Yeah.
That's OD, bro. Like, but it is what it is, man.
You know,
I'm willing to take my risks.
You know they only had 32 passing yards that entire game.
They did have a bad passing game. Yeah, the run. I mean, USC, bro.
The run, oh my gosh.
But I will say this, bro. I will say this, bro. USC's defense has showed me they have improved so much more. That defense is way better than what we've seen this past few years, so that's good. But we'll move past that. All right, let's talk about my boy. Come on, man. The big Ohio State freshman. True freshman. Let's say that again. True freshman. Not redshirt freshman, not transfer, nothing. True freshman, first year playing football, college football. And he has scored a touchdown in every game that he has played. This boy can go to the league today. I said it. Jeremiah Smith is NFL ready. He is that good. Obviously, he's not going to go to the league because you can't do that. But Jeremiah Smith is that cold. You want to argue with me?
Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
No. What you mean let's not get ahead of ourselves? Have you seen him play?
I'm saying he's talented, yes.
Oh
But to say that he's ready to get hit by grown men right now.
Bro,
at this
all right,
age.
1 second, bro. 1 second, bro. Because even, bro, they made a list of the most NFL. I might have been Bleacher Report, though. I know Bleacher Report be getting wild and stuff. But, I mean, no shade or anything. But I'm not really sure. There was a list of the most NFL-ready college football players right now. He was in there. It's not about who. Here's one thing you have to understand. It's not about who they're playing, or it's not about. It's like, you can't look at it from the perspective of who they're playing. Look at it at this perspective of like how many freshmen. Do you know how many true freshmen have? A lot of true freshmen wide receivers start their first year, or I don't want to say a lot, but a good amount, like a chunk. If you look at the stats, those who had the best freshman year, the most touchdowns they had in the season was like 5 in the whole season. I think Jeremiah Smith has 5 touchdowns this season in 4 games. What are you telling me? 4 touchdowns, sorry. 4 touchdowns.
This season already?
2 this season already. He scored a touchdown in every game. Every game. Granted, 281 receiving yards alongside he's playing alongside with Emeka Ibuka and, another upperclassman receiver. Like, obviously, he's not going to be getting the ball as much as he would. But, like, next year, I don't want to drag it and say later this year because at the end of the day, like, some people still got to make the draft, Yeah. But, like, next year, he's going to be he should really be number 1 right now. Like, number 1 target right now. You're telling me 281 receiving yards, 4 touchdowns in your first 4 games. You have 4 every game you scored a touchdown as a freshman. And 20.1 yards every time he catches the ball. 20.1 yards. That's not mind-blowing to you as a freshman?
I think it also has a lot to do with Quentin Judkins, man. That boy
Quashawn Judkins?
Yeah. I said, it's Quashawn?
Quashawn, but I know. There's too many of. There's Quentin, there's Quashawn, there's Quinn. It's like, bro.
Yeah, bro. Nah, but he, that boy ran for
Oh. In 3 games.
What?
Because they didn't play last week. Well, the week before. They've only played 3 games. So 281 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns in 3 games as a freshman. Just had to correct you on that one. So you tell me if that's not a mind blowing freshman right there.
No, he's definitely above his class for sure. But I would say, if he went to the league right now, you wouldn't. I mean.
So I say, and I mean, don't get me wrong. Of course, like I'm going to drag it. Like I'm gonna drag it. Like of course I'm gonna drag it. But like when you look at his skill set, 6'3", 216 pounds as a freshman. There's receivers in the league that are not 216 pounds. Yeah. 6'3", 216 pounds. He's fast. He is like he's already built for the NFL. Obviously, there's so much more he can learn. Like you have to keep learning. But like if he's playing this good, by the way, which probably makes a lot of sense. Is it Cousins or is that his? Either Cousins or he is the nephew of Geno Smith. If you didn't know that. And Geno Smith said himself that
the boy's like that.
He's like that. He said, "I'm not gonna go this far." Geno Smith probably has seen things, of course, we've never seen, but like, he said that he's gonna go down as one of the best receivers to ever play the game. That's what he said. I'm not gonna go that far, but I'm going on a whim to say NFL ready.
I mean, hey, I'm gonna keep an eye on him this week.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have a competitive game this week. Now, once they start playing the big games this week, then we'll know, okay, if he starts looking shaky, then we'll say, okay, bet maybe he's not ready. They play Michigan State. I don't know. I don't really know what to expect from them. When they play Oregon, October 12th, we'll lock in. If he has a crazy game against Oregon, then that boy's crazy. But I just want to shout out Jeremiah Smith, man. That's the coldest freshman right now, in my eyes. Behind the freshman in Alabama. Okay. Or in front of the freshman in Alabama, not behind. He's better than that guy, for sure.
The freshman in Alabama?
Yeah, he's better than him.
I mean, that's an argument right there. I beg to differ, but, you know.
You know, pull up his stats. Okay. I'll give you time to pull up his stats right now. Because, like, bro, you're not going to tell me, like, my eyes are not deceiving me, bro. 4 touchdowns in 3 games. That is crazy as a freshman. Like, I mean, if you're like a sophomore upperclassman, like, yeah.
This guy's 17 years old playing football. I'm just
that's saying. Also mind blowing. That's why. But I'm putting Jeremiah Smith ahead of him. Jeremiah Smith has been doing this, bro.
He's got the same stats. 10 receptions, 285 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Okay. Well, I'm putting Jeremiah Smith. How much he weigh? All right, then.
175.
Exactly. That's why I wouldn't say he's NFL ready.
Okay, but he's 17 years old.
No, he's cold. I'm not saying he's not cold, but I'm gonna put Jeremiah Smith ahead of him because of physical attributes.
That's fine. I'm just saying. I mean, who has the higher ceiling though?
Jeremiah Smith. Okay. Do you not see what he's doing right now?
Hey, man, he's doing the same thing. He's just a year.
No,
younger.
But you also need to understand, like, bro, Jesus Christ, do you not understand that Jeremiah Smith is also playing alongside with 2 upperclassmen receivers who are cold themselves, and 2 not one great back and 2 great. Those 2 running backs, Quinshon Judkins and and Henderson, are probably going. They're probably gonna be in the first round of the NFL draft.
It's the same situation at Bama.
I don't think Jam Miller and who's the other guy?
It's Haynes and Miller.
And I don't know if that backfield is doing what Ohio State's backfield is doing right now.
He's actually in like in the beginning of the season projected in the Heisman race.
Oh, that's cool. That's
and
all
they
good.
Also
but
have
like
Bernard. They also have Bernard. They also have what's his name out there? The speedster. He just changed his name to 1.
His name or just number to 1?
Yeah.
Bro, I don't know, man. I'll like. This is arguments. Like, at the end of the day, that's what sports is all about. It's about opinion. But by my opinion, bro, Jeremiah Smith is.
Agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree, man. Let's move on. Agree to disagree. Anyways, to close this out, Georgia versus Alabama. Since we're talking about Alabama, anyways, this is the gift that comes early in football season. We get to see 2 of these teams who are currently ranked, I believe, 2 and 3 or 3 and 4. Mm-hmm. We get to see them in week 5 of college football. That somebody's gonna be defeated, mm-hmm. and somebody's gonna be undefeated. Mm-hmm. I'm not picking. This is why I didn't. This is not gonna be in any of win or losers for this week because I'll never support Georgia, bro. I'm not supporting Georgia. Nothing against them. I just don't care to support Georgia. Mm-hmm. But who are you taking? Of course.
Come on, man. Somebody pull up the Pat McAfee clip because I'm going.
I'm not gonna lie. I want to see if he does something again, bro. That's actually gonna be funny.
Yeah, bro. I'm going with Alabama, bro. I don't think Georgia's. I don't know. Georgia hasn't figured out their offense. I feel like Alabama's starting to get in the rhythm of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of have Alabama winning by 2 scores.
I mean, Georgia also they beat Kentucky 14-13. Like,
Yeah,
what's
like,
that about? Kentucky's
that's
not even
random.
ranked. So it's like, I mean, which at the end of the day, ranking or no rankings begin to show that it doesn't mean much a lot of these times. But I don't know, man. I don't think Georgia's beating Alabama. I'm just not supporting Georgia. Like, I'm going to Alabama. I think Alabama's going to beat Georgia. I don't think it's going to be a blow. I don't think it's going to be by 2 scores, though. I think it might be I think it's going to be either by field goal or by touchdown. I'll be amazed if it's anything over 2 scores. 14 is possible, but if it's anything more than 17 points, I would be amazed. And, like, whoever loses that badly,
I'm going
gotta figure it out.
34-20 Alabama.
34-20 Alabama. I don't know, man. What do how high do I want to call this game? I want to say 24-21. Alabama wins. 24-21.
Okay.
Alabama wins because that Georgia defense is real and the Alabama defense is real. So I think those defenses are going to show up. So 24-21. I think it's more low scoring, but you never know. This is great. This is great talent playing against each other. Anyways, into the NFL, man. Fantasy football is getting to that peak now, you know. Shout out to everyone who's still undefeated in the respective leagues. And to those who haven't won any games, I'm so sorry. I hope that you don't end up doing the punishments at the end of the league. There's actually some crazy punishments that we have going on this season. And one of the leagues I'm in, everybody's fighting against that punishment. The punishment in that league is to literally, if you lose, you have to go sign up for a track meet, competitive track meet. You have to run a 100, 200, and 400, and you can't come last. And
what happens if you come last?
You got to do it again. Sign up again and do it.
Until you win?
You don't have to win, but you can't come last. Like, we have to see your effort. Like, I don't know what happens if we... Like, we're giving, like, we literally, the league ends, you know, the season's going to end in January.
You guys are sick.
We are giving people time. Like, we're willing to wait till, like, the summer. We're willing to wait till, like, closer to next season football to give you time to train. But that's the punishment. So, like.
So, like, in like, people who really run track for real or what?
Dude, just, like, open meet. Anybody it could be someone, you could be running against someone who ran track in college. You could end up running against Tyreek Hill. Who knows?
Man.
See, the 100 and 200, it's like, okay, at least if you're someone who's like relatively fast, you know, you'll be okay. The 400, that's what's going to test you. That's what's going to test you because it's not only about being fast. It's about maintaining that speed. I cannot do the 400, so I refuse to come last. Right now, I'm okay. I have a winning record, so I'm okay. So I just need to keep pushing through that way. And I'll be fine, hopefully. But I can't come last in that league, man. I don't know.
Nah, that'll be funny to watch.
My track days in high school are not going to be doing me well in that situation. But from this week, man, what were some of your favorites from fantasy that you would say? Or just from the season so far, I would say.
You know, my favorite right now, surprisingly, even though he didn't do that well this last week, he actually put up 0 points last week for me.
Who?
Rashid
Saheed? Or Rashid Saheed? Is it Rashid Saheed? Is his name? Is his first name Rashid? Rashid Saheed, yeah.
It's Rashid, yeah, that's funny.
Rashid Saheed,
yeah. He stepped up this year. He's definitely taking that number 2 role very seriously, especially since the first 2 games they guarded Chris Olave very heavily.
Yeah.
You know, I listened to the noise about him and like picking him up because he's going to be a reliable option. I actually have both of them on my team.
Chris
Olave,
and
Chris Olave went off last week.
You bench Chris Olave? You better start both of them. Like I have a similar situation. Which speaking on, I'll also add him to that list so far. Similar situation with Chris Godwin. I have Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. And Chris Godwin, the first week they both went insane. The past 2 weeks, Chris Godwin has outshined Mike Evans. I would rather start both of them than ever bench Mike Evans. I'm not benching Mike Evans unless he shows me for the next 2 games that he's just bad. Mike Evans is the most consistent receiver in the league right now. I'm not benching that guy.
I will say that the person who's disappointed me the most is C.J. Stroud.
He had a good first week, and then kind of like
even his first week wasn't even
like for a quarterback, because quarterbacks quarterback is one of those that could easily deduct points because of interceptions.
But 18, 14, 9, like he started.
18 was cool. He had a cool like an average first week.
But man,
with the first 3 games, Saquon Barkley for sure. He's won me some games for sure. He even put up 33 points. Actually, at halftime, I checked. He was at 5 points. When I checked again, it was in the fourth quarter. He had 33 points. I don't know how the hell you pulled that off. So he's great. Josh Allen, even though in week 2 he was okay, not really do much, but yesterday he put up 30-something points, and I still lost. Or was it 28 points? I lost because Mr. Scary Terry over here decided he wanted to ball out and catch a late game touchdown and run like his first catch was for 55 yards. What's that about, bro? Anyways.
Shout out Scary Terry.
Anyways, Josh Allen, Saquon, Malik Neighbors. Like a good neighbor. Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors is there, bro. He's crazy. He caught 2 touchdowns on Sunday. Gave me a good 28 points, I think. Malik Neighbors is he's in there, so that's one rookie going crazy right there. I feel like I'm missing someone that's going crazy. Derrick Henry's heating up, but I wouldn't say he's been like the absolute best. But yeah, for sure those 3 guys, Malik Neighbors, Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, have definitely been like some big contributors for me. J.K. Dobbins was doing great the first couple of games as well. He did okay last game, so we'll see. But those first 2 games, yeah, those are some people that are my favorites right now.
Just in case y'all are looking for somebody to steal that's in free agency, man, get Chupa Hubbard, man. That guy, I drafted him late, but last week, man, did he go off. Like he ran
with the mic.
He ran for 114 yards, no touchdowns, unfortunately, from the rushing side. But he did get a receiving touchdown and scored ultimately 27.9 points. So if you're looking for a running back in free agency, you're not going to get him in our League A because I already have him.
Oh, my bad.
If you are looking for a free agent in fantasy, go ahead and get Chuba, man. He's balling.
All right, cool. Okay, man. Football. Some biggest shocks that we have so far. Justin Fields, Steelers, 3-0 currently.
That's a shock.
Maybe not a shock, but like it's like, I'm a big fan of Justin Fields. I was a big fan. I think I hated the fact he slipped to the Bears. Like, I always wanted Justin Fields. I thought Justin Fields should have been picked ahead of a lot. I thought Atlanta Falcons should have picked Justin Fields instead of Kyle Pitts. I think it would have been a better move. At the end of the day, they did what they needed to do. I personally think they should pick Justin Fields instead of Kyle Pitts. Regardless, Justin Fields is tough. We saw him struggle in Chicago for multiple reasons that I think, of course, as a rookie quarterback or as a young quarterback, some of it were his doing, but like a lot of it was also the doing of the organization and, of course, the O-line troubles that was voiced out. So, but at this point right now, Justin Fields has 518 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Last week against the Chargers, or this past Sunday against the Chargers, he threw 1 touchdown and ran for another touchdown. So we're seeing.
What's his rushing yards look like?
Gotta look at that one. Rushing yards wise, what do we have here? So 57 against the Falcons in week 1, 27 against Denver, 6 against the Chargers. So granted, there's 3 teams that he's played are all 3 teams in very confusing spots. Atlanta, I think you can at least call them a decent team. They did beat the Eagles, which they're still a very suspect team, even though they killed the Saints. The Eagles, I have my eye on you guys. I always have my eye on you guys, actually. So, Falcons, you can say, is a decent team. Denver, we know what's going on over there. The Chargers, obviously, another team who's still figuring out their identity, which is, unfortunate because I feel like they have found their franchise quarterback. We're just trying to see him pass his potential. And now they have Coach Harbour, so they have, I hope, a long-term coach. So a lot of people are trying to downplay his performance and saying they haven't played anybody, but it's just like, bro, it's the NFL at the end of the day, bro. Every given day, it's not college football. Every given day, like, you don't know what to expect. Like, these are still professional athletes at the end of the day. So is there something to watch here with the Steelers, or are we overreacting at this point?
I don't think you're overreacting. I think everybody knew, or at least had faith in Justin Fields that he was in a bad position, because the fact that you're in the argument alone with should we keep him, should we trade him, should we replace him with a first-round pick, it was like, let's not be mistaken. Justin Fields has always been a good quarterback. He's never been a bad one. As far as the team that he's on now, I really do feel like it's just kind of like, I don't pray for anybody's injury, but like it's almost like it's like by the grace of God that he was able to start on the team, because I felt like, one, he definitely was more of the guy that everybody else wanted, at least the team wanted to start. And then two, it's definitely like, we're not here with somebody who's a quarterback who's exiting out. We're here with a guy that could possibly be here for multiple years.
Yeah.
And like, that team is still young. They still have George Pickens. They still have all these they have Najee Harris. They still have all these players that they've drafted like less than 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. that are playing and are hungry and want to be winners. And Justin Fields was in the situation where he couldn't be a winner, even though in the past in college we've seen him be a winner. Yeah. So I think this is a team that definitely everybody should keep their eye on, especially with that defense. That Steelers always got a defense, and
they got Patrick Queen now too.
On top of that, like, bro, you can't count out Coach Mike Tomlin.
Yeah,
Shout out,
he's gonna get his.
But but you can't count him out, because he's never had a losing season.
Yeah.
And now it's like, this is the first time in a long time where you say, okay, Steelers got a quarterback. Okay, they got a running back in the backfield. They got a number 1 receiver. They got a number 2 receiver. A tight end, he's good. He'd be there.
Yeah, he's
and the defense is a monster. So this is the first time in a long time that we've seen the Steelers like have a complete team.
So they play the Colts at home. They play the Colts in Indiana on Sunday. So that's another team. I believe the Colts are winless this season. So that's another team that I guess people would consider. Whatever. No, they haven't really played anybody. But the week after, they go back home to face our very own Dallas Cowboys. Of course. Now let me tell you something. Let's be clear. I don't
like that you're wearing yellow right now either.
Let's be clear here, right? We already know what the struggles of the Dallas Cowboys are, but you're not gonna sit here if the Steelers beat the Dallas Cowboys and say they didn't play somebody. Come on, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do.
Yeah.
Because it's not even me talking from a Dallas Cowboys fan point of view. It's me just talking as a sports fan. Dallas Cowboys is a talented team. So if they beat the Dallas Cowboys, you can't sit here and say, which I hope doesn't happen, of course. Or if he plays well against the Dallas Cowboys, you can't sit here and say, oh, blah 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 blah. No, that is a talented team. This is not playoffs. This is regular season. So, not going to sit here and tell me they didn't play nobody. They do have somebody coming up. And they play the Ravens later in the season as well, I think week 7 or week 8. So let's not start pulling those cards, because you ever look through ESPN comments, man, there'd be some funny stuff going on in there, bro. I don't really understand those guys. But, yeah, so we're not going to do that.
Talk to the Cowboys nice. We lost to the Ravens. But
let's talk about that, man. We're already here. Actually, before we get there, all I'm going to say on this is, Justin Fields, you're balling, boy. Keep going, man. Dude, keep going. That's all you can do. Like these, like bro, people are gonna talk whatever. He's playing under Mike Tomlin's system. Like so what? He doesn't have 5, 6, 7 touchdowns. Like dude, so what? They're 3-0.
Win.
They're 3-0. He's doing what he needs to do to win. The one interception that he had actually last game was one of those like batted off a hand up in the air interception. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Like bro, he's winning. He's 3-0. You cannot say anything against a quarterback who's 3-0. It's not like he's not doing anything. He's winning. Yeah. So he's winning. He's doing what he needs to do. He's doing what's asked of his coach. That right there is exactly what will get you started. Yeah. Russ might come back and it might be like, yo, sit back real quick, bro. Listen to some Future.
I think they're gonna You're stupid. Nah, they're definitely. I think right now, being a 3-0 team is always a good thing to see very early on in the season. It doesn't determine your season, but it's a very good thing to see early on in the season. It means that you started off strong, you started out right. Everything that you planned for the beginning of the season till now, up until this point, has worked out perfectly. But now we're getting to the point when once we move past 3-0, it's now how do we build off of these 3 wins and continue to keep this winning culture in this locker room? Because all it takes is one loss, and then you look up at week 6 and now you're 3-3, and then you look up at week 9 and now you're 6-6, and now we're talking about we got to fight to get in the playoffs. You know. Badly.
Yeah, man, get the work handled. I mean, it's a good start to the season. I hope to see much more. Speaking on the Cowboys, man, we were getting our ass handed to us, and then we decided to have some fake comeback of ours and decided that the game would end 28-25, so we can all say, "Oh my God, Dallas Cowboys." No, I saw the game, bro. Yes, we played a great fourth quarter, and I'm not gonna blame Dak. I'm blaming everybody. Everybody. Run defense, figure it out, bro. That's where you miss Dan Quinn. Even though the run defense wasn't, let's say, the best with Dan Quinn either, bro. But, like, we got to figure this out, bro. We don't have time. We're getting exposed. 4 touchdowns by Alvin Kamara in week 2. Derrick Henry had 1 or 2 touchdowns, 148 rushing yards. We're getting exposed. And Lamar Jackson was running all over the place. We're getting exposed, running. They're figuring it out. Because now, if the Steelers decide we play the Giants this week. Granted, they don't have Saquon anymore. Devin Singletary is holding his own. If they decide we finna run this ball on y'all, they will run the ball and do well. And Malik Neighbors is going ballistic. So it's like, bro, like, you better sit up, bro. That run defense, and obviously when these teams start off the game, they start off running aggressively. So because by the time they run aggressively, that run defense is like the defense is already gassed out. Then now when it's time to pass rush like we usually do, they already gassed out. Michael Parsons already gassed out trying to catch a running back, trying to get in the hole, whatever. Everybody was frustrated on the sideline, offense, defense. Only person that wasn't frustrated was the kicker. like what's going on?
Yeah, he's on my fantasy team. Did very good, by the way, but. I think a lot of it is, hey man, I think it's just safe to say that Derrick Henry owns land in Dallas.
He literally owns land in Dallas. By the way, that's not a joke.
Yeah, like I mean, funny. I mean, but it's disappointing to see just because it's such a talented team on paper. And that's why Stephen A. and you see everybody else makes fun of us because we have everything we need. We've had the same team and have improved the same team over the years. And it's like, when is enough gonna be enough, and when are we gonna finally do something about it? Because this whole time it has me questioning like a lot about us. Like, is Dak a winner? You know, are we gonna win with all this? Are we going to can we play in these big games? Can we play against tough teams? Because I don't know if you notice, like those teams that we play when we go like 13-3 and we have winning records, they're not good teams.
They're not necessarily. They're just like okay teams where we catch. I mean, apart from the Eagles.
Yeah.
Anyways,
but still, like we don't like we're playing like our schedule. This year is relatively pretty hard, and I think it's a good refresher, playing competitive teams that we have in the past couple of weeks. But Man, like they say, get up, bro. Get your dust yourself off, man. Like, what?
Bro, look, we started off the season beating the Browns 33-17 at home, really mainly because of our pass rush defense and then even special teams. Started off 1-0, got destroyed by the Saints at home. 1-1, you would think would bounce back, and that's the funny thing. We usually bounce back after a big loss. We usually come back and have a good win. We didn't bounce back. Lost 28-25. I mean, good fight at the end. I saw some things. Granted, Dak showed me a different side of himself that I hope stays throughout the season in case we ever find ourselves in a position where we can actually complete the comeback. He showed me something better. We play the Giants on Thursday. We should beat them, right? We're playing them at home. We always kill the Giants. That should continue itself, but the Giants are looking hot right now. So, the Giants are 2-1. Oh, no, 1-2. Giants are looking hot right now, so we'll see. We play the Steelers. We should beat them.
Should.
And then the Lions. They're looking for us since last year. After that game last year, they're looking for us. So we come there sleepy. Not gonna work out. And guess who we're playing after? Just take a quick guess.
49ers.
Exactly. We play the 49ers at San Francisco. They're hurt by injuries and all that. All these guys are day-to-day. They can come back anytime. This is October 27th we're talking about. This is a whole month away. This is more than a month away. A lot can happen by then. These guys will be back, and Debo will probably be back.
Do you want to know what the Dallas Cowboys, what football team they remind me of right now?
What?
Florida State.
Oh, Florida State? Why Florida State?
Because Florida State, they had all these recruits that were so hyped. They're
they're
supposed to come out
nothing.
And they don't do anything.
They're 1-3 right now.
And losing to teams that they're not supposed to lose to.
Barely beat Cal, by the way. Don't think I'm not watching you guys. I have my eye on you guys. I have my eye on you guys.
Bro, and it's getting to the point because everybody was so excited. They went to Ireland, every Florida State fan was there. They out the number to fan ratio for Florida State was definitely in Florida State's favor. And it's just like they didn't do anything. And that's the feeling that the Cowboys
But you want to know the craziest part, bro?
What?
I'm so sorry to say right now. Besides the Giants, because I don't want to drag it too much. Besides the Giants, and maybe we can say the Commanders, but I don't really know. Besides the Giants and maybe the Commanders, I can't confidently say the rest of the teams we're playing we're for sure going to beat.
Okay.
Steelers. I'm excluding the Giants and the Commanders, right? And we don't even have to count record. I'm just saying, the Steelers, I can confidently say we're going to beat them. The Lions, I definitely can confidently say we're going to beat them. 49ers, by the end of next month, I'm not confident we're going to beat them. Falcons, they're showing us different things. They almost beat the Chiefs on Sunday. I'm not confident we're going to beat them. The Eagles, of course I'm not confident we're going to beat them. But it's like, bro, we played them twice. We can lose to the Eagles twice. The Texans, I'm not confident. The Bengals, I'm not confident because the Bengals wake up at the end of the season. I'm not confident. The Buccaneers, I am not confident, bro. I'm not confident in any. We can lose a lot of these games especially if we're going to talk about running game, right? Look at all these teams that we're talking about. The Lions. If we don't fix that run defense against the Lions, we will lose 50-3.
Yeah, the Lions might have their way with us.
Montgomery and what's his name, Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah, we're done. They will run around us.
It might, every team that you just said, the Falcons, the Lions, the 49ers.
Keep in mind, the Lions do a lot of jet sweep with what is his name, Jamison Williams.
Yeah, this could be a problem.
49ers, if Christian McCaffrey by any means decides to come back at that point, we're done. And Debo runs the ball too. The Falcons, they literally have one of the best backups in the league. Algier, the backup is great. What's his name? The starting running back. Bijan Robinson. They will kill us on the ground game. And then Saquon twice?
Yeah.
Come on, bro. We better wake up, bro. We better wait. And Austin Eckler is waking up. And Jaden Daniels can run the ball. So what are we really saying here? We're not comfortable. This is our hardest season. Hey, man. If you're not worried, I'm worried. What Michael Irvin say? I'm not nervous. I'm just saying. I'm not nervous, bro. But y'all better figure it out. Anyways, man, to close out this episode, let's go ahead and undo our Dear Lord, I pray to you. Actually, before we do that, first of all, here are my underdog fantasy picks for this week. As you know, great partnership here, Pass the Rock with Underdog. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you fill out the link in our bio or the link in our YouTube description, from $10 up to $100, Underdog will double it. If you put in $10, you get $20 on your first deposit, and that is if you do not have an account with Underdog Fantasy. If you do, I apologize for you. If you don't, go ahead and make an account. If you do, you could also tell your people, you could tell your friend or your family who doesn't have an account to do one. Make sure you use the code PASSTHEROCK, PASSTHEROCK, all caps, Pass the Rock. Here are my picks for today. I'm picking Justin Jefferson to go higher than 81.5 rushing and receiving yards. C.J. Stroud will pass the ball for higher than 264.5 passing yards. Karen Williams lower than 94.5 rushing plus reception yards. And DJ Moore higher than 61.5 receiving yards. So, make it quick. Rushing receiving yards, Justin Jefferson higher. C.J. Stroud passing yards higher. Karen Williams rushing receiving yards lower. DJ Moore receiving yards higher. Go ahead and make that pick. If that hits, you go ahead and, you keep the money. It's not my money for you to keep. Once again, disclaimer, I am not liable for any money that you lose throughout this session. Don't look for me, and don't look for Pass the Rock. All right. Game picks for the week, man. Vikings-Panthers.
Okay.
Did I just say Vikings-Panthers? Do I even want to talk about that game?
Vikings-Packers
is what I meant to say.
Oh.
Vikings-Packers.
Okay.
You get the honors once again because you're the winner.
Vikings-Packers. Well, this is a doozy, because if Jordan Love comes back, the Packers
he's back.
Actually, he is?
He's back.
I'm still not taking them. I'm going Vikings. I'm taking
Who's
Jay
picking?
Jettis,
You see how he's always picking the team I'm going to pick because I'm going to pick this team because we love the Jai Alexander and Justin Jefferson battle. And Justin Jefferson be going off on, you know what? It's all good. Packers. If Jai Alexander shuts down Justin Jefferson, then speak.
He ain't forget about last year when he did it. So
yeah, so speak. So you're going.
I'm going Jettis.
Vikings.
I'm going Jettis and the boys.
All right. Next game, Eagles-Bucks. I refuse to ever pick the Eagles. But I should probably pick the Eagles, but I'm picking the Bucks. I refuse to ever pick the Eagles. I'm picking the Bucks. Huh?
See, you learned your lesson. But the thing is,
I always love the Bucks, but I'm not picking. I'm actually so happy for Baker Mayfield, bro. Like it's great to see college legends play good in the NFL after struggling. So, I'm going Bucks. You're going Eagles.
That's fine. With your luck, you'll probably lose this one too. Because we got
see how they start
two
talking?
sweeps in a row. Can we just get
So
the
let's
camera
start talking
just one more
anyway.
time?
Saints
Lose the
Falcons.
cam? Oh, okay.
You get to pick
Saints
first.
Falcons.
This could actually go either way.
Where are they playing at?
I believe it's Saints at Falcons. I'll help you do that. Saints, Falcons. Yep, Saints are playing in Atlanta. 2-1. Falcons are 1-2.
I want to take, Kurt Cobain, but I can't. I'm gonna go with Derek Carr and the Saints. They've been way too hot lately. I know they just lost to the Eagles, but the Falcons is like the little brother in the NFC, West. Like
Jesus Christ!
Sorry, it's not the West. It's the South. They're the little brother in the NFC South. Like everybody beats up on them, and like nobody. Well, they're the second oldest.
The Panthers get beat up on. That's the little brother for real.
Yeah, but I got the Saints winning this one. They're probably gonna win the division too. So.
All right, cool, man. I'm okay with taking the Falcons. I think it'll be a great game. I actually want to watch that game. I think it's gonna be a great game. So, you got Packers or you got Vikings? I got Packers. You got Eagles. I got Bucks. You got the Saints. I got the Falcons. Dear Lord, got me through this day as I win. We're locked in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching through. If you're watching at this point in time. We appreciate y'all for the continued support, the reposts, the likes, the comments, the engagements. It's not going unnoticed. Bigger things to come for Pastor Rock. With that being said, y'all make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Suggest any things that you want us to talk about, any feedback, whatever it is that you want us to hear. We are listening. We're definitely hearing y'all. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, peace out.